Am I good? Oh, am I good? Can everybody hear me now? Am I good? Hit one if I'm good. Press one if I'm good. Any sound yet? No sound? Okay, there we go. All right. I had to get a sound check and everything going. I'm running on two laptops today, so bear with me. I got a lot of stuff I had to present today, and I've been working on getting everything together for about over an hour now. If some of you know, I scheduled this for earlier time, but I couldn't make it because I had so much to get together. So with that being said, let's get to it. Here we go. Right. And also, I don't know if I told y'all. I'm pretty sure I told y'all sometime. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this. They're trying to get your kids. Okay, I said this a long time ago. They had some shows they came out with back then. Was it what was it? It was not Dharma and Greg. It was another one. Was it Martin and something? It was two. It was a male and a female living together. A white male and a white female living together in a living situation where the guy had an alternate lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? And the lady had a regular lifestyle. You know, well, I forgot the name of the show. It was a known show, but when it came out, for me, it was a red flag because it's one of the first shows that had alternate lifestyles. And I remember back then, I used to raise the red flag like, "Yo, they're coming for our kids. They're coming for our kids." And people used to think I was crazy back then because I was nothing more than a conspiracy theorist. But let's go into this.
Hey, Gonzo, you okay? Not exactly. I really wish I could wear one of those princess dresses to the ball. I'm gonna make sure you have the perfect dress to wear to the ball. But the girl said I'm not supposed to wear a dress. I don't want everyone to be upset with me. Well, if it makes you feel better, I can make your outfit so amazing, they won't even know it's you.
Yes, Will and Grace. Yes, you're correct, Betty. It was Will and Grace. Exactly, Will and Grace. Yep, you got it. Yep.
You need it? All right then, let's do it. You got it. Bippity boppity
I decided to Google what age group watches Mother Babies, and it says that it's aimed at a target audience of ages 3 to 8. 3 years old to 8 years old.
You guys see that? It's serious, y'all. It's serious. This is a spiritual battle, man. It's serious. It's a serious war. I have a lot to present, so I'm gonna keep rolling with it. You know what I'm saying? When we talk about entities and consulting mediums and all of that, this is what we're talking about. And people think, oh, they're good mediums. They're good mediums. No, you're not supposed to consult in any type of entities, spirits. You don't mess with the spirit world. You do not mess with the spirit world. But this is what it is, you know what I'm saying? How some of the world's elite use black magic rituals to conjure up entities for more power. That's what they do. That's what they do, man. That's what they do. Exactly what they do. We go here. Something I wanted to show y'all down here. I'm gonna have to go down faster. I had my presentation right. Let's go down to where I need to go down to. Yeah, and here we have here Aberdeen, Washington. I'm not gonna I can't say this right here, but this disgusting person harassed a 78-year-old Vietnam veteran at his store. The person is a city council named Nathan Kennedy. Well, I'm not going to say all of that. The person has enlisted as an Antifa group to help him harass the store owner. They will be protesting him tomorrow morning at his store, Circle & Sons Star Wars shop at 10 a.m. The store owner is calling on his supporters to be there to counter people's coming at him. You know, these people are real rough with their rules, so I got to be easy on, you know what I'm saying, what I say. So y'all got to bear with me. But it's crazy. This is what's going on. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's crazy. This is what we have going on. You know, people attacking people on the basis of, you know, their lifestyle. You know, and now we go down to where is it? Just bear with me. Got to show you the craziness in the world. Bear with me. I know a lot of you have seen some of this. But, this is what I want to go to here.
It was an email that was sent to me, and I'll just say her first name to protect her identity. Denise, D-E-N-Y-S-E. Maybe that's not protecting identity because that's not a common name, but anyway, Denise is her name, and she sent an email, and this email talked about something that's happening in Canada. The subject was leaked email from Liberal Party of Canada lays out the plan for what's going to happen in November, December, and then the first and second and third quarters of 2021. Now, this is not based upon what a person's opinion is or conjecture is. This is based upon what actually happened at a meeting in the legislative bodies on the Liberal side in Canada. So here's what it comes down to. The roadmap and aim was set out by the PMO and is as follows. And I hate looking down when I'm reading this, so let me see if I can read it this way. All right. Phase in secondary lockdown restrictions on a rolling basis, starting with major metropolitan areas first and expanding outward. Expected by November 2020. Next one, rush the acquisition of or construction of isolation facilities across every province and territory, expected by December 2020. These are concentration camps they're talking about. Daily new cases of COVID-19 will surge beyond capacity of testing. Interesting that they already know that they're going to surge, right? Why? Because they know that if there is such a virus out there, assuming that there's a real virus out there, the testing is already going, it's already predetermined. They're testing, they're attenuating, they're basically amplifying the RT-PCR test to the point that every human being will test positive. That's what their goal is. All right, so the new daily new cases of COVID will surge beyond capacity of testing, including increases in COVID-related deaths following the same growth curves, expected by end of November 2020. Complete and total secondary lockdown, much stricter than the first and second rolling phase restrictions, expected by end of December 2020, early January 2021. Reform and expansion of the unemployment program to be transitioned into the Universal Basic Income Program, expected by Q1 2021. Projected COVID-19 mutation and or co-infection with secondary virus referred to as COVID-21, leading to a third wave with much higher mortality rate and higher rate of infection, expected by February 2021. Daily new cases of COVID-21 hospitalizations and COVID-19 and COVID-21 related deaths will exceed medical facility capacities expected by Q1, Q2 of 2021. Enhanced lockdown restrictions referred to as third lockdown will be implemented. Full travel restrictions will be imposed, including inter-province and intercity, expected by Q2 2021. Guys, understand that. That means that if you're in British Columbia, you can't go to Quebec, all right? This is what they're talking about. And if you're in one city and you're trying to go into another city in the same province, they're not going to allow you to do that. This is in Canada. Of course, they're going to try to roll this out, and I'll get to that point here in a second. All right. Transitioning of individuals into the Universal Basic Income Program, expected mid-quarter 2, 2021. Projected supply chain breakdowns in inventory storage, large economic instability, all expected late second quarter 2021. Deployment of military personnel into major metropolitan areas as well as all major roadways to establish travel checkpoints, restrict travel and movement, provide logistical support to the area, expected by third quarter 2021. Along with that provided roadmap, the Strategic Planning Committee was asked to design an effective way of transitioning Canadians to meet an unprecedented economic endeavor, one that would change the face of Canada and forever alter the lives of Canadians. All right, guys, this is where it gets really disturbing, as if it's not already disturbing. What we are told was that in order to offset what was essentially an economic collapse on an international scale, that the federal government was going to offer Canadians a total debt relief. So people are getting excited about that. That sounds good, but wait. This is how it works. The federal government will offer to eliminate all personal debts, all mortgages, all loans, all credit cards, etc., with all funding, which all funding will be provided to Canada by the IMF under what will become known as the World Debt Reset Program. In exchange for acceptance of this total debt forgiveness, the individual would forfeit ownership of any and all property and assets forever. In exchange for acceptance of this total debt forgiveness, the individual would forfeit ownership of any and all property and assets forever. The individual would also have to agree to partake in the COVID-19 and COVID-21 vaccination schedule, which will provide the individual with unrestricted travel and unrestricted living, even under a full lockdown. So if you agree, you can go do anything you're doing as long as you partake in the COVID-19 and COVID-21 vaccination schedule, regardless of the lockdown. Magically you take this vaccine and boom, guess what? You don't have to social distance, you don't have to wear a mask anymore because you have already gotten your vaccines. All right, so this is unrestricted living even under a full lockdown through the use of a photo identification referred to as Canada's Health Pass. Committee members asked who would become the owner of the forfeited property and assets in that scenario, and what would happen to lenders or financial institutions. We were simply told the World Debt Reset Program will handle all of the details. So when they were asked what happens to the property and what happens to the banks, don't worry about it, we're going to take care of it. That's what they were told. All right, and now it gets really, really interesting. Wow. Committee members asked who would become, I'm sorry, excuse me, I read that. Several committee members also questioned what would happen to individuals if they refuse to participate in the World Debt Reset Program or the Health Pass or the vaccination schedule. The answer we got was very troubling. Essentially, we were told it was our duty to make sure we come up with a plan, meaning the Liberal Party was told that it was their duty to come up with a plan to ensure that would never happen. We were told it was in the individual's best interest to participate. When several committee members pushed relentlessly to get an answer, we were told that those who refused would first live under the lockdown restrictions indefinitely, and that over a short period of time, as more Canadians transitioned into the debt forgiveness program, the ones who refused to participate would be deemed a public safety risk and would be relocated into isolation facilities. Once in those facilities, they would be given two options: participate in the debt forgiveness program and be released, or stay indefinitely in the isolation facility under the classification of a serious public health risk and have all your assets seized. As you can imagine, after hearing all of this, it turned into quite the heated discussion and escalated beyond anything I've ever witnessed before. In the end, it was implied by the PMO that the whole agenda will move forward no matter who agrees with it or not. That it won't just be Canada, but in fact, all nations will have similar roadmaps and agendas, that we need to take advantage of the situations before us to promote change on a grander scale for the betterment of everyone. The members who were opposed and ones who brought up key issues that would arise from such a thing were completely ignored. Our opinions and concerns were ignored. We were simply told to just do it. All I know is that I don't like it, and I think it's going to place Canadians into a dark future.
Well, there you have it. That's what's going on in Canada. That's if that's not scary, man, I don't know what is. But that's what their plans are in Canada right now. So you got to wake up. Canada has to stand up. You got to stand up. I don't know what to say. It seems like, I don't know. They're not really doing much to me. You know what I'm saying? You have people in the UK. They're going hard in the UK. As a matter of fact, we're going to get to that in a short period of time. But we have here your dumber in chief.
Commissioner, I really think it all works. I'm not supposed to take any questions, but go ahead.
Mr. President, on Afghanistan.
I'm not going to answer Afghanistan now.
Can you say if we're still in acute risk?
Okay, so
he doesn't even know where he's going.
There at FEMA headquarters.
He doesn't even know where he's going. That man stopped. Did y'all see that? Oh, man, stop, yo. Like, yo, where am I going?
Okay, so there is President Biden there at FEMA headquarters in D.C. Okay, so there is President Biden there at FEMA headquarters.
Look at him.
Okay, so there is President Biden there at FEMA headquarters in D.C.
Commissioner, I really think.
Oh, man, my bad.
I'm not supposed to.
I just couldn't help it. That right there. Man, I had to look twice and figure out where he was going, and there was only one way to go. I mean, you can't make this up.
Hitler has often protested that his plans for conquest do not extend across the Atlantic Ocean, but his submarines and radars prove otherwise. And so was the entire design of his new world order. For example, I have in my possession a secret map made in Germany by Hitler's government, by the planners of the New World Order.
There's a need for a New World Order. The New World Order can be created. It's a great opportunity. It isn't a crisis.
To build a New World Order.
A new world order can emerge. We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order.
See what he said? Which will be. My bad.
Hitler has often
Did y'all hear what he said? Which will be.
Can emerge.
He just knows they will be successful. What kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine. Just imagine.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
It is a big idea, a new world order.
It's the very real prospect of a new world order. As old threats recede, new threats emerge. The quest for the new world order.
And this is the best chance to begin to establish a new world order. And that's why the stakes are so high.
We needed a new world order. Now, much has been said by the Secretary of State and others about the new world order. On what kind of new world order we really create? Can it really be said that this is a true new world order when it lacks a true United Nations collective security effort at a new world order?
We kept talking about a new world order. And
waxing philosophically about the New World Order and everything. A New World Order.
I think a new world order is emerging.
It is a new world order. What do you think America's place in the New World Order should be?
I think our global policeman should be the United Nations. You really need to bring China into the creation of a new world order.
See, I went to the big guys for the money. I was ready to prostitute myself.
The affirmative task we have now is to actually create a new world order.
An incredible window of opportunity to lead in shaping a new world order.
We've got to accept that this is the new world order.
And you pick the people to run those agencies and the deputies that are pledging allegiance to the new world order.
Pledging allegiance to the new world order. That's what she said. Pledging allegiance. That's who they serve, man. It's the elites. And we know it. The New World Order. They believe their plan is in motion and it can't be stopped. It can't be stopped. And please do me a favor, hit the likes up. Hit the like button, man, because this is my small channel, as all y'all know. And we're trying to get the subscribership up on this channel. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this. Betty was saying that they lost subscribers over there. I lost a lot of subscribers over here too, on both channels. Like I lost, like on the other channel, I lost like over 20 people in like one day after they saw that live I made. They were a lot of people were not happy about that live, but I'm not here for subscribers. I mean, I want more subscribers. That's always the goal, but that's not what drives me. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, sometimes it messes with your motivation when you lose subscribers and stuff like that, and you see like, wow. But that's not gonna stop us. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna stop us.
Yeah. It was right. Bill Gates. Who would have knew this, huh?
Nothing ever stuck you.
Thank you.
Showing your progression.
Look at these two.
Suddenly.
This is what happens when you're more actor than Beyonce. This is what happens. They start to age right before our eyes. This is how you can tell the human trafficking, this sting operation is working. They're not getting no more baby blood. Look at them. No more baby blood. I'm gonna put an end to all this fucking shit out here, y'all. Fuck y'all. Trying to be nice, you don't want to.
He's cursing a little bit, so I'm gonna calm down on that. He's going hard. He's going kind of hard. I mean, he has a sailor mouth. He's trying to take it easy on that. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I curse, but I try not to. You know what I'm saying? So we'll be light on that. We're not gonna go hard like that. But as you see here, you see this picture. Look at who you see here. Look who you looky here. Looky here. I wonder what was going on with them kids for real. Why were you going to them places, man? And you know how evil the world is. They paint it like somebody's a saint. And they're doing all these works around the world. Meanwhile, they're the devil. That's why they say this world is of the devils. They own the media, they own the force, they own everything. So they paint the pictures the way they want it to look. They'll tell you what it is. And you have no choice but just to go with it. Everybody believed this person was like a saint on earth. Huh? They'll tell you they're here to help you. They're here for you. They're here to save you. Look at this. Look at that. That's the Great Reset. Look at the pin they all got on. Look at the pin they got on. When I tell you what the people that rule this earth are evil, when I tell you how evil these people are, I mean, you just wouldn't get it. Like, people are so blind to the fact that there's a lot of evil in the world. So blind. People watch TV and they think there's this utopia on TV, or this utopia about to be forming out of whatever plans they got. There's not going to be no type of utopia. Not for you or me. People are going along with this. These people care nothing about us. They have been promising since when? By the year 2000 or 2020, everything will be good. We have flying cars. Everything will be just sweet. But when you go outside today, you see homeless people. You see raggedy infrastructure. Your roads are tore up. But yet they're taxing the hell out of you. They got, even like, for instance, a place like DC has camera traps. You can get hit with a $400 ticket for just going 20 miles over, the speed limit. A ticket that actually can double up. But yet you have roads that are messed up. They don't care about us. They're not doing nothing for the betterment of humanity. They're not planning some better utopia for the world. Nah, All thing they're planning is chaos. That's it. Suffrage. Look at this guy, Schwab. You will own nothing and you would be happy. You will earn nothing and you would be happy. Man. I don't know how true this is, you know what I'm saying? Can it be verified? You know what I'm saying? If it can be verified, then you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say I know that's for sure, you know what I mean? I can't do that. But there you have it. See who's right there. The world we live in is man, if you really know what goes on, it's horrific. Like seriously, just living in it. You know what I'm saying? It's been going on before we got here. These things have been going on ages ago. Ages ago. There you have it. Bill Gates' grandfather, Dr. Frederick L. Gates, was involved with Rockefeller experiment, bacterial meningitis jab that killed 100 million in 1918 to 1920. There's some, controversial information in there. So I'm gonna take it easy because we still need this joint. They want to, they're trying to, man, these people are just, they don't want the truth though. So we just, we'll take it easy on that because that's controversial. That's still in the works. They're still their plan. So anything that goes against what they want to hear, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous, but we know what the deal is. You know what I'm saying? We know what the deal is. Devil is a liar, Devil is a liar. And I have to play this here. Watch your kids.
Oh my fucking God. So I just saw the video about the child's book. So I ran upstairs to check my kid's book. And this is one of my sons. He's now 14. This is his book. There's that sign. There's another one. There's another one. There's another one. And even when you open on the inside, like the pages, look. Oh my fucking God, I can't believe that. Next page, look. Let's go to the next one, have a look. I can't believe this, man. What the fuck? Oh my God. This makes me feel sick. Hold on, let's see what the other pages say. This is sick, man. This is sick. Trying to see if there's anything else. That's what I found in my son's book. Fucking disgusting.
Yeah. Watch your kids. I can't stress that more. Right now, the attack is not on you, actually. It's for the kids. Right now, they're striking hard because they're trying to get the kids right now. That's all it's about. They really believe if they can hit the kids hard, normal reality will not be normal reality for the kids. When they grow up, you know what I'm saying? There'll be all types of, gender and, like basically the best way I can put it, up will be down and down will be up and left will be right and right will be left. You know what I'm saying? They just want to turn the whole thing cake. It's been a plan. So watch your kids because that's who the attack, this assault is on is actually your kids. So yeah, definitely, please watch your kids. And for those who want to take their beloved, what you want to call it, whatever you want to call it.
Vaccine works against it, or it's not sure at this point?
Well, we don't know. For the C1-2, we don't know. Right now, work, but obviously they work against hospitalizations and death. But for just casual breakthrough mild infections, with Delta, it has taught us that there's a lot more breakthroughs than we know. And that after 6 months, it does tend to wane a little bit. and hence Israel is going for a third booster shot. Starting October 1st, unless you're triple vaxxed, you're not considered fully vaxxed.
Wow.
And that approach, as much as it sucks, it is the reality that with the face of these new variants, this is why the sooner we end it, the sooner we can stop dealing with these software upgrade patches that we have to do with our vaccines. But
can you imagine that? We got to do updates now. Software updates. That's what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? They can't even hide it no more. They want to update your system. Isn't that crazy? And while we're here too, I wanted to let y'all know this is a good channel right here, Expose the Lies TV. I will say I should go subscribe to this channel. It's an up and coming channel, but it has a lot of good information in here. Good stuff in here, like for instance, I don't know if you guys have seen this video, an aircraft that just morphs into something else. Isn't that wild? Look at that. If I didn't know better, I would say that was an angel. You know what I'm saying? But I know better. But yeah, subscribe to that channel. It's a pretty coming channel, but you know, there's a lot of it's exposing the lies. That's what it's about, exposing the lies right now. That's what we're trying to do. Expose all the lies as much as we can. So subscribe to that channel. The link is actually I had the link here. Let me see. I'll post the link up for y'all. It's up here somewhere. There we go. Exposing the Lies TV right there. Channel on YouTube. And then y'all also know my Telegram page also. So we're gonna keep on moving on. I still got a lot of stuff to show y'all. And look at what they're doing now. They're getting so brazen now with this stuff. Look at the chemtrails. Look at the chemtrails. They're drawing out pentagrams now. You know what I'm saying? They drew pentagrams the other day. And I see these days, lately, I've been seeing a lot of chemtrails outside too, even in DC. It's ridiculous. You would see real clouds, and then you see this other stuff that's like, come on, that's not a cloud. You know, that's not a cloud. So we also got my Telegram channel also here, highlighted below. And we got a lot of good stuff on that Telegram. So I would advise you to actually join that. It doesn't take nothing. You know, it's not no, you don't pay for it. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to keep on moving. And New York, Karen, I hope y'all all right. You know what I'm saying? I got family up there and I had to check on them. My city, man, it's time for y'all to do a lot of upgrades, man. New York got the same old infrastructure. When we talk about infrastructure, the same thing I was talking about, how we pay all this tax, all this money, and we don't see it nowhere. How is New York still got the same old infrastructure? You're not going to upgrade this? All this should be overhauled and upgraded. And that's more jobs for people. Like, use our money to do something and stop sending our money to, you know what I'm saying? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Child traffickers or whoever. I don't know. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe I snap. But where's our money going? It's ridiculous. I don't know what's going on. We got nothing but old infrastructure, man. This should not be happening in our country. Other countries got better infrastructure than this. I know. Come on, man. Right, this is on 28th Street, man. 7th Ave. Are you serious? It's crazy. Same thing with here. We got a lot of floodings down here too, flash floods and stuff like that. It's ridiculous. You know, there's no reason why A first world country should be having problems like that. Our infrastructure something needs to be done about that. Something definitely needs to be done about that. That's for sure. And then we got oh, look at this right here. This was terrible. This was in New York too, but this was an accident in somebody's crib.
God.
That's terrible. Man, that's a patriot too. Got a flag. Man, that's terrible. That's terrible, man. Man, I wish him the best, man. That's not a good situation there. For real. Wow. Look at this, man. Well, what's going on with the Aussies? We thought the Aussies was like the next thing to Americans. You know what I'm saying? They had that attitude. What happened to the Aussies? What happened? The Aussies. Look at this.
Yeah, mate.
All right, Chris. So we've done some research into this press card. It's not worth the plastic it's written on. All it is a simple website of an alliance of people saying that they belong to the media. Okay, you're not a professional journalist. You're not undertaking paid work. All right. So what you've done, you've left the Greater Sydney area, come to regional New South Wales. You're unvaccinated. You haven't been tested, and what you're doing is putting people's lives at risk. For what? For what? What are you trying to prove here, sir? If you have COVID-19, you're now spreading it to everyone else down here. Why? We all need to play our part, all right? You're coming from Greater Sydney area down to a rest area where you've got lots of people, truck drivers, people coming in and out that are now going to travel all over the country. What are you trying to prove? All you're doing here is putting people's lives in danger. Take your identification. The officer over there has told me he's already issued you several infringement notices. You're committing criminal offences here. You need to get in your car and move on, or you're going to be arrested.
What?
Can't be any clearer.
Wow.
Excellent. On your way, sir.
Wow. Man, we can't let this happen here, yo. We can't. What? Just straight carry the hell out of him. Just carrying him like, what? Oh, hell no. We ain't going to do this right here, man. No.
What are you hoping to see?
No, we can't let this happen here. Oh, no. Oh, no, we can't let that happen. No. We let this happen, we're done. They will do anything with us. Oh, my goodness. Oh, nah. We can't let this happen, y'all. We let that happen, oh, we're done. We're just cattle. We just sheep. At that, we cattle. Straight to the slaughter. No stopping. What? Just straight cattle, man. What is going on with the Aussies, man? Look at it. Australians always brag about how tough they are living in a continent with every creature trying to kill them. Yet they let this humiliation ritual continue. Wake up, Australia, wake up. We got to say that one. And then I'm going to go back to what Cece said real quick. Yeah, in old time Alexandria, I already know. You don't want to be out around old time, the areas where they have the restaurants and all that. It's right by the water. If once the rains start, man, it's over. It's man. You don't want to be in that area. I already know. It floods. It's been like that over there for a long time. And I just messed my name. Bear with me. Here we go. Oh man, hold up. I don't want to go too fast on that. This was where I was at. I think I went too fast on myself. Because I wanted to show y'all this too. Let's see Elon Musk, what he has to say on the mRNA.
On the medical front, particularly around the synthetic mRNA. although you can basically do anything with synthetic RNA, DNA. It's like a computer program. So, I think with enough, with effort that's not too crazy, you could probably stop aging, reverse it if you want. You can basically do it. You can turn someone into a freaking butterfly if you want with the right DNA sequence.
You already know what that means. That the monarch butterfly. You know what that means. They can control your mind.
Particularly around synthetic mRNA.
You're gonna turn you into you're gonna just have a remote control on you. You know what I'm saying? Like they can turn you off and on. Listen to what it says. Elon Musk on mRNA. He's saying you can turn people into a butterfly with the right DNA sequence. Butterfly is a code for Project Monarch, mind control, MK Ultra. The example he took of a butterfly was no coincidence. You see what I said? MK Ultra, mind control, initiation until the subjects are depopulated. Listen to that. And then when you talk about what we talk about, what they're doing and why they want to get so many people, well, y'all know what I'm talking about. These were going real hard, man. Now look at this craziness right here, man. They're coming for the kids. They're coming for the kids. Can I get this thing out of here? Yeah, I don't want to see that again. They're coming for the kids, man. Coming for the kids. I mean, coming for the kids. And look at this. Can you imagine this? They're getting real good with this thing. And they're bragging now. They're showing off. You know what that means, right? Look at that. They're showing off now. Now they're showing off. You know what I would say about that? And that's just a theory, and there's a lot of theories when it comes to this. Because Karen just said the earth is flooding out itself or whatever. I always thought like the earth was like a living organism, and it is using its defense mechanism right now, because we're just doing too much on earth. And I think it's doing things and try to, it's just like how you have like, okay, I'll go by how our own bodies, when we have like a cold or something, and how our antibodies and everything try to fight it off. I think it's the same thing with earth. Right now, all this stuff you're seeing, that's like it's antibodies, and it's trying to take our bodies out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense to you, but I don't know. That's just a little philosophy of mine. You know what I'm saying? That's I'm not saying that's for sure or nothing. It's just a little philosophy. I did it again. I just messed my tab. Messed my tab up again. But yeah, that was just a little, that was just a little philosophy, that I had. You see, Jesus, Messiah promised by God. Jesus fulfilled prophecies. No other person in history has volumes written about him before he was born. Jesus stands out as the Messiah promised by God. Many Old Testaments prophecies give specific details about his life and were fulfilled by Jesus when he was on earth. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. When you want to Oh, now this is a good one right here. They said this New World song written and produced by Prince in 1996. Lyrics resonates with 2021. Okay, let's see the lyrics below. When you want to find some isolation for the tracker you got from vaccination, you'll never walk alone. You never walk alone. They're always listening, especially on the phone. Wow. I mean, you tell me what you think about that. You know what I'm saying? That's an old song. You know what I'm saying? That came out way back, 1996. That's way back. And you remember this, you know, the Lord and Savior is coming. And a lot of people can say, hey, they don't believe, you know, in the return. But y'all saw the lady in the purple dress. Y'all saw her. We know who she is. And she's one of the most powerful women in the world right now. Let's remember that. Y'all saw the lady in the dress, and look at it. It looked like an Indian lady. We know who's Indian. Y'all remember this? Jezebel. Y'all remember this? With the, was it the seven-headed, let me not blaspheme, with the horns. Y'all remember what time we in right now, man. People forgot. Back in my days, if we had seen what's going on right now, you can't tell us nothing else. You're like, oh, wow. What a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? What a coinky dink. You know what I'm saying? We're in some serious times right now. Yes, the harlot. The harlot. Yes, yes. We're in them times, and we know she is really a harlot. We know that. We know how she rose to the top. We know how she rose to the top. Y'all gonna get a kick out of this one. Man urinates on counter after being denied service for not wearing a mask. No mask life at its hardest. No mask life at its hardest right there. That's no mask life at the highest degree right there. He's like, what? You ain't gonna serve me? Well, I'm gonna take a piss right here. Oh, you ain't gonna mess with that guy no more. I bet you. Hey, this is what I got to begin. Wake up, Joe. Wake up.
A lot of other things to cover here, but I look to Dr. Sherwood. Are we moving?
Joe Biden, wake up. Joe Biden, wake up. 9/11.
One of the things that I strongly believe is
Joe Biden, wake up.
I should probably go home.
I'm tired.
Joe Biden, wake up.
Joe.
I'm tired.
What's happening? Joe Biden.
Joe. Hello, Mr. President. Wake up.
You should have to pay nearly $6,400 more than you would today.
Wake up.
Oh, man. Hey, yo. I ain't seen that joint, man. I'm seeing it just for the first time, so you gotta excuse me, man. Y'all gotta excuse me. I'm sorry. Oh, man. Y'all gotta excuse me for that. I just seen that for the first time. I didn't even, you know what I'm saying? I picked out, you know what I'm saying, my my presentation, but I did not check some of them out. So y'all gotta excuse me because I was rushing. Wow, I didn't see that. I should have been ready for that. Okay. We're back. I gotta highlight that right there. I gotta highlight that. Yeah, I'm back. Woo. Okay. Where was I? Yeah. Now back to serious stuff. Now this is serious. Okay, this is serious. It's horrifying how some young Western men are so alienated by woke culture that they even admire the Taliban's twisted mindset, writes Mary Harrington. Amid the blood-spattered horrors of Kabul, perhaps the most startling response has been an outpouring of warlike passion from disaffected young Western men. But they're not backing Western soldiers, they're cheering on the Taliban. Far-right groups are gloating. One user on an online message board called the toppled Western-backed Afghan government global, I can't say that word. Y'all know I can't say that. I can't say that. Global clown word. He characterized this as powered by liberalism, consumerism, secularism, usury, democracy, global capitalism, and most of all, feminism. Women's rights, women's liberation. Well, I don't know how. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I read this post and I see, and the first thing that strikes me is this far right. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to get into all of that, but I don't know, because if you're saying what you're saying, it will be more left to me. It will be more like the left, because they're the ones that's woke. You know what I'm saying? And they're the ones that I'm hearing that they think that, I don't know. I don't know. But I'll digress. You know what I'm saying? I'll digress. And yeah, here we go. And we're doing the opposite. China bans men it sees as not masculine enough from TV. I mean, in my own opinion, I think we need this here. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's my opinion. So, China's government has banned effeminate men on TV and told broadcasters to promote revolutionary culture, broadening a campaign to tighten control over business and society and enforce official morality. Woo! I gotta respect that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I respect that right there. I can't lie. I respect that. And if you haven't heard of Agenda, or if you're not familiar about Agenda 21 and how it actually, how everything right now that's going on is actually in line with Agenda 21, then you need to see this. Everything we're going through right now is it seems like it's the plan. Let's see. Yeah.
Agenda 21 is kind of a code name for a master plan originated at the United Nations to change the political and economic system of the world to one of total collectivism. And in order to do that, people must not be allowed to have independence. They must be dependent on the state for everything. Otherwise, they won't be easily controlled by the state. That means they can't have private property, mostly. They cannot have land of their own. They have to live in, preferably, high-rise apartments that are provided to them by the state as a benefit, so to speak. Oh, good.
Remember? Do y'all remember remember the other one we watched where they were talking about Canada and how they were proposing, the guy was the doctor, actually, Dr. Bashir. Remember he was talking about this? And this is not related, but Canada actually has this implemented right now. It's coming through in Canada. This is an old video talking about Agenda 21. When I'm saying everything that's going on is in line with what, okay.
But they want, these people at the top want all humans to be dependent on the largesse of the state. That means that they don't want anybody living out in the boonies. Anybody that's got a couple of acres of land and his own water supply and can grow his own food and that kind of thing, or have some sheep or some chickens, these people are a threat to the collectivist society because they aren't going to go to the politicians and say, please feed me, please clothe me, please give me shelter. They tend to be independent. That's the secret behind Agenda 21. They want people out of the country. They want corporations out there growing all the food and that kind of thing, but they don't want anybody living out there.
Remember?
Because that way they can.
Remember, Bill Gates has over 70% of the farmland in America right now. Why? This is all related. This is all correlated. It's all, man, there's a design, there's a plan.
Cannot be controlled. In order to control mankind, we have to get them all into the big cities. We have to rack them up and stack them up.
Yes.
Get them dependent on.
Just like what they're doing in DC. Rack them up and stack them up. Go around, drive around DC. Rack them up and stack them up. A super crowded city. A rinky-dink, super crowded city. With not the infrastructure to accommodate it. The infrastructure does not accommodate the amount of people that want to stack upon. Man, it's ridiculous. They just keep racking and stacking people up on each other, and the infrastructure is not enough. If something was to happen in DC, everybody's toast. Everybody's toast. Not even just DC, the DMV area. This area is crowded, and the infrastructure, the roads, the transportation system cannot accommodate it.
On the state for the food, the shelter, the electrical power, the water, everything. That's the dirty secret behind Agenda 21.
Yep. You heard it. You heard it. That's the truth. And I'm here, we're going all the way to Italy.
And will underpin the firm.
And dictatorship and ECB dictatorship and ECB dictatorship and ECB dictatorship.
And
I'll let y'all see that again.
And dictatorship and ECB dictatorship and ECB dictatorship and ECB dictatorship.
This is crazy. That's in Italy. I don't know if you guys know what's going on in Italy. The prime minister, they're pushing a lot of things in Italy, and people are not agreeing with it, and they're moving real fast with it. Italy is they're talking about total jabberation over there. Total jabberation. Everybody gonna get the jabberation. You know what I'm saying? Total jabberation. And this is how the same Agenda 21, the 2030 initiative coincides to the androgynous agenda.
The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development promises to make human rights real for everyone, everywhere. It has 17 goals, and gender equality cuts across all of them.
Gender mainstreaming has been the key strategy to achieve gender equality since Beijing. But what exactly does gender mainstreaming mean, and how do we implement it?
The 2030 Agenda is very clear. There can be no sustainable development without gender equality.
The Universal No-Hate Code
See that?
encompasses the principles of United
That's basically it right there. That's basically it. That's all the agenda is about. This whole movement, which we can't name, because you name it is a big deal. But that's all it's about. It's about the whole movement. And this is real sad right here, because I don't know if you guys remember back, I had food poisoning and I went to the hospital. This was still in the height of the COVID issue. And I kind of felt like if I had food poisoning, if I was dying, I would have died. It took almost, 5 hours to see a doctor, if not more than that. And I felt like if I was on my way out, if I was dying, they would just let me die. And it's really the case. I really felt back then, if you were in a hospital, if you had some type of ailment and you needed immediate care, you were not going to get it. You were on your own, basically.
So I rang up the doctor for an appointment. I was categorically refused an appointment and told to take a photograph and send it in. I'm sorry, but I get a bit emotional. I then took the photograph and sent it in, and to my delight, they rang me back a few hours later and said, the doctor said, you've got an infection. We'll give you some antibiotics. I took the antibiotics, obviously, for over a week. And several weeks later, my wife said to me, you need to ring the doctor again. It's getting worse. So I rang the doctor again to be categorically told that the doctors wouldn't see me. I then said to them, I've been double jabbed. I'll wear a mask. I'll even wear rubber gloves. But I insist on seeing a doctor. Anyway, they did see me this time, and they referred me to have a biopsy done, of which they told me it was cancerous. And I was then referred to Leicester Royal Infirmary, where I was told because of the delay it was not operable, and I've got less than 12 months to live unless I have therapy. I'm now having therapy, but I'm in terrible pain. And it's just disgraceful. If the doctor had seen me back in February, I'm sure they could have been able to operate and remove it. I've since shown that photograph to many medical professionals, and none of them can believe that I wasn't referred directly to dermatology to have it inspected.
Yeah. And we're heading back into that phase again when they're going to start this whole, COVID craziness. So, I don't know. If you have a personal doctor, I guess that would be your best choice. People that can afford personal doctors, that's the only way to go. But a lot of people can't afford that, even myself. So it's crazy. This is what's going on in Australia. Interstate travel within Australia is also severely restricted. And the government of South Australia, one of the country's 6 states, developed and is now testing an app as Orwellian as any in the free world to enforce its quarantine rules. People in South Australia will be forced to download an app that combines facial recognition and geolocation. The state will text them at random times. Are you guys listening to this? The state will text them at random times, and thereafter they will have 15 minutes to take a picture of their face in the location where they are supposed to be. Should they fail, the local police department will be sent to follow up in person. We don't tell them how often or when. On a random basis, they will have to reply within 15 minutes. Wow. Premier Stephen Marshall explained, I think every South Australian should feel pretty proud that we are the national pilot for the Home-Based Quarantine Act. Wow. Doesn't this sound like this is a movie? Like, and I'm not talking about a good movie. This sounds like some crazy, what? I can't even believe what I'm reading right now, because I'm telling you, a lot of this presentation, I've not gone through them. So I'm just throwing them out there. And as I'm reading them, I'm like, are you serious? What? Australia, wake up. This is crazy. This is crazy. What happened to Australia? Wow.
Tomorrow is the first day of classes for Chicago Public Schools. For many students, this will be their first time back in the classroom since the pandemic began. And tonight, some parents are still trying to figure out how to get their students to school. The district, like many others, is facing a school bus driver shortage. Last week, 10% of drivers quit, with 73 resignations submitted on Friday alone. Bus companies say this is due to COVID vaccination requirements. The district says the shortage means 2,100 students will not be offered transportation. So, to help impacted families, CPS is offering transportation stipends, $1,000 for the first 2 weeks of school and $500 for the following months. A statement issued this afternoon reads in part, "We are saddened and extremely frustrated by this situation, and we express our sincerest apologies to the impacted families for the inconvenience this has caused, especially with such short notice." The district says it has also adjusted pickup times. So parents, if your child is still riding the bus, their pickup will be 15 to 30 minutes earlier than prior years. Letters were sent to parents last week with specifics for their children.
Yes, Sandra, you're right. It's a shame more people don't watch this, man. People want to watch, lies. I mean, what you said is heavy. That's heavy. You're right. I mean, you know, you kind of gloss over that, but you really got to think about what she just said. Like you might gloss over like, but she's right. It's a shame more people don't watch this. It's a big shame. People want to listen to lies and deceit and fallacies and all types of stuff. That's not staring them to the truth. You're not seeing what's really going on in the world. It's blinding you. It's making you feel like, yes, everything is all right, which is not true. There's some craziness going on right now in the world. It's this clown world right now. And then back to what you said, CC, that's crazy. Definitely get a new dentist. That's crazy. What? A dentist? Whoa. Clown world for real. For real. Clown world for real. And they're so heavy on this. You need to see this. You need to see this. You need to see it because you think this is a joke. You need to see this. Read it. Read it. I'm sorry. I got to start it over. I messed up. I got to start it over. My bad. The population continues to grow, but we can fix that. By the year 2030, it won't be a problem. With the help of engineered viruses and precision economic attacks, we can fix the human problem. Those of you who refrain, will be under our protective watch. You will live in the pods. You'll be happy. Meat is unhealthy. You eat bugs and synthesized meat. You eat. Oh, I just said. Oh, okay. I didn't even know that was coming up. You'll own nothing and be happy. You will own nothing and be happy. Wake up, y'all. This is not a joke. This is the World Economic Forum. I mean, people think this is a game. Okay, whatever. All right. You know what? And this is real deal Holyfield right here. Till Swan story, satanic ritual abuse. Let's get into it.
I just decided to basically be the poster child for ritual abuse. I was like, if nobody else wants to talk about this stuff, I'll talk about it. Fine, I'm going to tell you that this stuff exists. If you don't want to believe that it exists, then you're part of the problem.
It's a secret world full of abuse that many refuse to believe exists. Tonight, one Idaho woman is sharing her story to raise awareness.
Just last week, North Carolina police arrested 2 people linked to 2 deaths and satanic rituals. Tonight, one woman shares her story of what she says happened right here in Idaho.
Dawn, her story is graphic, and it's hard to hear. On Your Side's Chris Oswald spent 3 hours with her. She's live in studio with her exclusive story.
Michelle and Dawn, the topic of satanic rituals has long been taboo. If you speak of the underground world, criminal cases are rare. It's why a young woman is speaking out about what she calls years of abuse right here in the gym state. Now, I do want to warn you, much of what you're about to hear is extremely graphic, and some of you might find it offensive. It seems like a movie.
I won't forgive myself unless I say something.
A nightmare.
My place that I could sleep was in the bathtub.
A living hell.
When you side with a victim and you believe a story that somebody said like me, it puts people in a moral dilemma. I'm essentially asking people to rewrite their entire version of reality.
For 13 years, reality for Teal Swan was that of a satanic cult. The young girl who grew up near Preston, Idaho, was taken in by a family friend at age 6.
Because I got a front row seat to more than a few of these people. And the reality is that they come from extremely traumatic situations, and that's what turns them off emotionally and makes them not only want to, but capable of doing the things that they keep doing.
Life, according to Swan, consisted of abuse, both physically and sexually, and murder. The stories she shares are simply hard to hear.
So he'd be driving, and suddenly he'd be like 20, 19, 18. He'd like pull over to the side of the road, and that was my cue that I was supposed to get out of the car and then run, basically. And I was supposed to evade him. And so it was like for a timed period of like 2 or 3 hours, I would be trying to run away from him while he tracked me. And if he caught me, I would get punished. Like my rib cage is covered in these scars because he would count coup. Back then, I got rid of myself when
I just wanted to show y'all something. I'm going to go back real fast. I'm going to show y'all something real fast. I hope I don't go back too far.
If he caught me, I would get punished.
You see that? You guys see that right there? You guys see that sign right there? On our arm, that tattoo. You see that tattoo? Y'all see that tattoo? Y'all know what that is already. Y'all see that? This lady, she was really into some stuff. Like seriously. I mean, I commend her for coming out and speaking about it, but man.
My rib cage is covered in these scars because he would count coup. Back then, I got really proud of myself when I would get away from him, instead of realizing that I was being chased through the woods by somebody who killed children.
How many children did you watch him kill?
I can remember, well, him specifically, not the group 5.
So you physically watched him kill 5.
Yeah.
How many of the group did you witness?
Probably 7 over the course of my life, I think. Yeah.
Teal thought of escaping, telling someone, anything to get out, but fear would stop her.
One of the first programs that was done on me like that, he had me breathing and then go through an elaborate visualization where he was walking me through my home, having just told, okay, you just told people about me, and you just told people who you really are. So what do you see hanging from the rafters? I shrugged my shoulders. He goes, you see that that's your mother? Do you see that her blood is all over the floor?
Teal knows many won't believe her. What she says is hard to confirm, but what she shares is also the focus of dozens of investigations around the country. Lieutenant Larry Jones, a former Boise police officer, was instrumental in a Department of Justice report on cult rituals. The report admits crimes like these are hard to prove, but says it is imperative that the cases be solved. In Teal's case, which she says was turned over to police, no charges have ever been filed.
I think that we're in a time where we have to open up to these a lot darker aspects of the human psyche. We have to admit that these things go on, and we have to provide ways for both sides of the equation to heal.
In most documented cases of ritual abuse, it's often close friends or family who commit the crime. Teal says the issue is bigger than anyone can ever imagine.
I think with every single case that we see coming out with this, people are more forced to accept the reality that this stuff occurs instead of just discrediting every single one of us, which has been the status quo for so long. It's really easy to write us off and say we're mentally ill. Most of us who go through these scenarios, we think that, you know, it's happening because we deserve it, or it's happening because we're evil, or some stupid thing like that. Sorry, I'm like...
I know what many of you just heard is probably hard for you to believe, and I can tell you that I sat across from Teal for 3 hours, and I myself had a very hard time believing it. I did reach out to several mental health providers to see if Teal's behavior was consistent with the abuse that she described. None of them would go on camera to talk about it. Coming up in about...
Yeah, that's tough stuff, man. I don't know, you know, that's tough stuff, but it does happen, you know what I'm saying? So that's tough stuff, you know. It does happen. And then we have here what the world's largest prison looks like from space. There you have it. That's the world's largest prison right now. Some people's on serious lockdown. Like, man, Australia, I beg of you, man. You guys got to grow some balls, man. I thought you guys were always the land of, you know what I'm saying? You guys used to fight kangaroos, man. What happened? Box kangaroos and stuff like that. You know, y'all should have never gave up your joint. Why y'all give up all your guns, man? That's what happens. We can't let that happen to us. Man. Look at here, man. The moment the 3-year-old Memphis was reunited with his mom in Brisbane, the toddler was stranded in NSW due to, I guess, North-South Wales or something. I don't know where exactly. My bad. I don't know that part of the town, country like that. But that part of the world, my bad. In the NSW due to Queensland's strict border rules because the state government allowed him to enter with an exemption. That's crazy. That's what's going on. All this lockdown. I heard there was some way, I want to say it's in Idaho, They say they vaccinating kids without the parents. So I don't know how true that is, but I saw a post about that. People, if people could look that up or try to research that and make sure that's not real, or if it's real, let's find that out. How do you like your steak? 3D printed. This 3D printed steak. We're just talking about this stuff, right? There you go. Print yourself a steak. Yeah, Frankenfoods, man. Frankenfood. That's what they want us to eat. They told us everything was going to be good in 2020 and beyond, or 2000 beyond, and 2020 and all that. But now we got to eat 3D printed steak. And this right here, I need y'all to watch this.
So the other morning, I went to the grocery store, and an employee greeted me with a, "Good morning, sir. Can I help you with anything?" I said, "No, thanks. I'm good." Person smiled, and we went our separate ways. I grabbed Cheerios, and I left the grocery store, and I went through the drive-thru of a local coffee shop. And after I placed my order, the voice on the other end said, "Thank you, ma'am. Drive right around." Now, in the span of less than an hour, I was understood both as a sir and as a ma'am.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Yeah, that was too much for me right there. I can't help. I've seen that one before. Don't get me wrong. I've seen that, but that's just funny. Every time I see that, that's funny to me. And this is what I've been telling people. I gotta get back serious. Oh man, we need a laugh. We need a laugh in this world. We need a laugh. We need a laugh, man. We need a laugh for real. We need a laugh. But going here, this is something I've been telling people for the longest, because you know what I'm saying, I work, you know what I'm saying, in a field where I see people I see people wearing different kind of masks. For example, all right, painters. I see painters with a mask. He'll break it down better for you.
I've been waiting to make a video so I can show all these masketeers how these don't work. I'm a painter by profession. If you see what I have currently on my face, this is an N95 respirator mask. Underneath that, I have another piece of cloth, as they recommended, double masking, right? Okay. See all this? Watch a little black mask to demo on it. See all that? Now, anybody that knows anything about viscosity knows that paint has a much higher viscosity than any kind of bacterial infection that's floating through the air, or virus, or whatever the hell they want to call it. If my mask won't stop latex paint, what the fuck makes you think it's going to stop that virus? Y'all get that shit off your face and start living your life and quit listening to this bullshit.
All right, now, for YouTube purposes, that's his opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's not my opinion. I didn't say it. You know, that's his opinion. I'm just showing this is a teachable moment for people. So I just want to put that disclaimer out there. This is not my opinion. That's his opinion. I mean, I kind of share opinions. I ain't gonna lie, but that's our opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's our opinion. Nobody has to listen to my opinion. I'm just having an opinion. That's it. You gotta listen to what I gotta say. It's a free country. You know what I'm saying? My opinion is my opinion. But that he said it. He said it. I didn't say it. He said it. You know what I'm saying? Now, when we talk about the world, you know what I'm saying, kind of getting rid of the virus, the Earth getting rid of its own virus, we go to here. When we talk about how the Earth is over flooding itself and everything. China, Three Gorges Dam, not going too much to hold much longer. Three Gorges Dam. Yeah. Three Gorges Dam in China is at full capacity soon. So that's real. And then we'll go here. The globalist obsession to live forever whilst we the people get sicker and poorer and they get wealthier and healthier. Blood of the young. They don't like to hear certain words.
Since the dawn of time, we've been obsessed with the process of aging, or rather, how we can stop it. From fables of the Fountain of Youth to the pictures of Dorian Gray, man has dreamed of a world where the slow passage of time can be brought to a halt. We mostly think it's a myth, right?
But does young blood hold the secret to the Fountain of Youth?
There's an entire field of research dedicated to addressing the biology of aging.
It's called geroscience.
One Spanish pharmaceutical firm might have actually stumbled upon the answer we've all been waiting for. Grifols was founded by Tony Whisk-Correa, a neuroscientist from Stanford University, whose research revealed that blood from young mice could potentially have restorative effects for elderly mice if they received the blood via transfusion.
But what if there was something to it? What if there was something to this fountain of youth?
One particular study saw elderly mice hooked up to the blood supply of younger rodents, essentially meaning that the two shared the same circulatory system, and researchers were baffled at their findings. The older mice could heal wounds faster and repair small tears in their muscles quicker. However, it was the younger mice who suffered the consequences, as their own ability to heal wounds dramatically decreased. While the old mice grew more energetic, the younger mice suddenly behaved as if they were middle-aged. The results generated worldwide headlines, and also someone wanted attention from a man who offered to provide all the blood Whisk-Correa might need for such an experiment, with claims he could obtain it from human children of any age. Alongside this, floods of pleas from Alzheimer's patients and their loved ones inquiring about human trials. Back in 2016, a startup company called Ambrosia started offering young blood transfusions for $8,000 a piece. Reports claim around 600 people signed up to the Dracula-esque enterprise.
Regular transfusions of the blood of a younger, physically fit donor can significantly retard the aging process.
The company closed down in 2019 amid fears from the US Food and Drug Administration, although a 2020 report in The Guardian claimed it's since got back up and running. Now, even if the technology is totally harmless, it does appear as though the private sphere and the wealthy will be the first, possibly the only people to reap the rewards. But what are the consequences of that? Well, billionaires
Did
will
y'all
live forever.
just see that? Did y'all just see that? Did y'all just see that? That's crazy. Man, they come to our babies, man. That's all they want, man. That's crazy. Did you see that? Just took something from that baby. You don't own that. You just took that baby's gene, the blood, the cell. You don't own none of that. You just poke the baby. Man, this world is man.
The rest of us might just live a little bit less.
Man, I'm done. This is crazy, man. This world, man, it's ridiculous, man. It's evil men do. And isn't this funny? This is the box they want you to think outside of. That's that box they want you to think outside of, right there. Saturn. It's all about Saturn, man. Satan worship. And here, UK, man, I don't know where everybody else, even here, we're not playing, we playing around. Look at UK, they're not playing in UK. They're tired in UK. They're not playing in the UK. At least they doing, you know what I mean? They pushing, you know what I mean? They're like, man, we're not just gonna stand here and just, you know what I'm saying, get played like that. You know? Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's the cube. That's the cube. You're definitely right. The cubes, Saturnia, Saturn worship, you know, still the same thing, Satan worship, you know. Yeah. And I want y'all to listen to this lady, Representative Cori Bush, how she speaks about defunding the police and how she touts she will have mass security around her.
The thing, I won't let them get that off. You can't get that off. I'm going to make sure I have security because I know I have had attempts on my life and I have too much work to do. There are too many people that need help right now for me to allow that. So if I end up spending $200,000, if I spend $10 more on it, you know what? I get to be here to do the work. So suck it up, and defunding the police has to happen. We need to defund the police and put that money into social safety nets. The thing. I won't let them get that off. You can't get that off.
That's
I'm
just
going to make
craziness,
sure
but okay, whatever. That's just, I mean, that's crazy. And then we have Boris Johnson. That's why you see them fighting in the UK, because Boris Johnson just got a grip on them, but they're fighting back. Boris Johnson seeks to extend draconian COVID rules until next March in case of a winter surge in cases, setting up a new battle with Tory backbenchers. Not quite sure who that is, but we'll get the gist of the story there. And then who knows? It says security breach in California recall election has officials demanding rigorous audit. So does this mean they're going to go back and check all the voting systems out and uncover the lies that they have covered up for how long now? I mean, is Trump coming back? Do we think so? I don't know. Just a thought. And then you have here how the media tricks us. You have Joe Rogan here, and you have two different pictures of him. I remember when I watched him on the news, he looked kind of funny. I'm like, why does he look like that? And that's because of these tricks they play. You know what I'm saying? This is the original post on Instagram. You can see his face. And then the media version, how they change, you know, they do all these tricks on the, you know, on the camera and stuff. You know. So there you have it right there. Man, I wanted to make this go. Can I make this bigger? There we go. I can't make it bigger than that. I wish I could. Oh, there we go. Can I bring it up though? I messed that up. Let's try that again. It should work with my thing, but there we go. My apologies, but we have to move to Nashville show we have to move the Nashville show to Sunday, October 24th. Much love to you all. Somebody said helps to be in great shape, bro. Glad you're on the mend. Well, super. They go to two different. Look at how the difference. Look how it looks. You see that? Joe Rogan announces he has COVID. Praises horse dewormer. And you see how they call it horse dewormer. All they had to say was ivermectin. Ivermectin. My bad. Ivermectin. That's all they had to say was ivermectin. Why do they have to say all of that? Yeah, I go praise this horse dewormer. Horse dewormer. It's just ivermectin. I mean, that's how they made let me not get into that because that's why the reason why they messed with me last time. Because when I start talking, let me just chill out. Because they say I'm not a doctor, but there's certain things that you don't have to be a doctor to just know. But whatever. They don't want that. It's crazy how they just silence us, man. But it's whatever. Whatever. Look at this now. This is the new stuff. They said, people who are getting too prepared by canning their own food, for example, are extremists. 2 now. They're extremists too now, according to Facebook. So you preparing, canning your food, just getting ready for a rainy day or whatever. They're calling you an extremist now. Isn't that crazy? Like, you can't even think for yourself no more. Any kind of self-thought you do or logical thinking is going to turn into an extremity. You know what I'm saying? Extremity. It's crazy. Remember him. He warned a lot of people, JoE. Yeah, he warned a lot of people. He warned a lot of people. Yuri Bezmenov. Ideology subversion or psychological warfare changes or can change or changes the perception of reality to such an extent that despite the abundance of information, no one is able to come to sensible conclusions. You see what we're saying? Sensible conclusions in the interest of defending themselves, their families, their community, and their countries. That's what we're saying. Common sense, logical thinking, and all of that is all psychological warfare, like YouTube is doing right now. I can't say certain things. That's always warfare. I can't say certain things, you know what I'm saying? I can't come to certain conclusions on my own, with my own mind. I can't make my own logical thinking. If I say anything out of my own logic on YouTube, I can get deplatformed. And that's crazy. And this is what he's talking about right here. So look at this. This is nice, right? Y'all need to see this.
Come off down. Get your fucking pants off. Fucking piece of shit.
Do y'all know what's going on here? This cornboy libtard right here, or so I think, I might have snapped, is trying to get this old man to comply, to put on his muzzle. And the man is like, what? Leave me alone. I'm living my life. And this is a staple right here. This is it right here. This is a big staple right here. I like this. And by the way, we're not promoting violence. You know what I'm saying? We're not promoting violence. This is just a teachable moment. So we're not promoting violence. This is a teachable moment. And by the way, he didn't do nothing to him. So.
Fucking touching your kid. I'm fucking trying to go around, bro. Fuck off the bus, man. Fuck off the bus, yo. I'm fucking trying to go around, bro. Fuck all you people. Yeah. You fucking piece of shit. What's wrong? Fucking sense.
That's a teachable moment to tell you just, mind your business when you're in public. Mind your business. Don't bother people. Just leave people alone because you never know what kind of day somebody's going through, and you might catch the wrong reaction. So that's a good example of when to mind your business and to stay out the way. And this year, man, this is big. Remember what happened when it was the last week or a couple weeks ago? The two FDA officials resigning over politicized vaccine approval process. The top two officials of the Food and Drug Administration Vaccines Research and Review Division are resigning. Mario Gruber has been with the agency for 32 years and the head of the pivotal board for over a decade. A deputy, Phil Cross, is leaving in November. Butler's Hospital Review is reporting that the two are, if you want that report, you know what, I'll go into it. Let's get the gist of the story here. So, Becker's Hospital Review is reporting that the two are citing political pressure to approve a booster regimen and children's use of the COVID-19 vaccine as the primary reason for their decision. The announcement comes as a potential HIV vaccine was pulled from the approval process by Johnson & Johnson and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Woo! As you read, you just find out a lot of stuff. I'll take that back. The announcement comes as a potential HIV vaccine was pulled from the approval process by Johnson & Johnson and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation due to its failure to prevent infection. In that study, efficacy was found to be only 25%, which researchers say can be chalked up to a random chance. The vaccine relied on similar technology as that being used in the COVID-19 variety mRNA. Here we go. According to ABC News, recent data from Israel and the United States suggests the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine is effective around 40% of the time against the Delta variant. The decision is sure to bring up questions about why one treatment is being held to a significantly higher standard than the other. Wow, that's somebody's decision. Of course, we know, right? We already know that. But this is heavy read right here. I advise y'all to go onto my Telegram. You can find this link in my Telegram. That's why I advise you, join my Telegram. It doesn't cost nothing, and it has a lot of informative stuff on there that will actually, that actually helps. We've seen the stuff in New York there already. We've seen all of that. We've seen that. And this here, I wanted to show you guys here. See that? They put it on the planes. It's something else. It's not even the jet engines. You see that? It's not the jet engines. That's not the engines. You see that? Man, they're purposely doing things, like purposely trying to kill you. Like seriously, like it's wild. And my final report, we're going around the world and around the globe, try to get as much reports as we got going on. My final report is about the Noahide laws and Freemasonry, how they're connected and how it deals with everything that's going on today. All the people in the top, I don't want to say top echelon, whatever they are all connected to this. And this is what they want to bring about. You're connected to Freemasonry, and they want to bring about this. Everything is tied in. Everything we talk about is tied in together. Everything.
All right, hey everybody. I'm going to talk today about Freemasonry and the Noahide Code. Basically, I was reading this book here by Albert Mackey, The Symbolism of Freemasonry, written by a 33rd degree Freemason. So I'm going to go through this book, and then I'm going to look at what is a Noahide, and I'm going to trace it back to what that means for us today. So chapter 1 is the origin and progress of Freemasonry. All right, then he goes on to talk about the two doctrines of Freemasonry, which are the unity of God and the immortality of the soul. Chapter 2, the Noahide. These are the doctrines which still constitute the creed of Freemasonry, and hence one of the names bestowed upon the Freemasons from the earliest times was that of Noachidae, or Noachites, that is to say, the descendants of Noah and the transmitters of his religious dogmas. It doesn't say it came from Noah, it says the descendants of Noah. Let's see who those were. All right, so here's Noah's family tree, right? We got Noah up here on the upper left. Ham had a son, Cush. Cush had a son, Nimrod. Nimrod built the Tower of Babel. And they said to one another, go, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. They had brick for stone and slime they had for mortar. Sounds like masonry, doesn't it? And his other son, Egypt. All right, this is Egypt. And another son, Canaan, the Canaanites. So the lineage of Ham were the enemies of God. But they are technically descendants of Noah. Freemasonry came from the descendants of Noah. So Ham was trying to bring back the pre-flood Nephilim kingdom. And then it says here, all the deities of pagan antiquity, however numerous they may be, can always be reduced to the two different forms of the generative principle, the active or male and the passive or female. Hence the gods were always arranged in pairs, as Jupiter and Juno Bacchus and Venus, Osiris and Isis. But the ancients went further, believing that the procreative and productive powers of nature might be conceived to exist in the same individual. They made the older of their deities hermaphrodite and used the term the man virgin to denote the union of the two sexes in the same divine person. What's the unity of God? The male and the female combined into one body. They're hermaphrodite God. Elsewhere, I have very fully alluded to the prevailing sentiment among the ancients that the supreme deity was bisexual or hermaphrodite, including in the essence of his being the male and female principles, the generative and prolific powers of nature. This was the universal doctrine in all the ancient religions. They all taught that God, the creator, was both male and female. In Kabbalah, a hidden meaning is often deduced from a word by transposing or reversing its letters, and it was in this way that the Kabbalists concealed many of their mysteries. Lancy applied this Kabbalistic mode to the Tetragrammaton when he found out that IHOH being read reversely makes the word Ho-Hai. So basically he's talking about reading the word backwards may reveal the true name of God. But in Hebrew, Ho is the masculine pronoun equivalent to the English he, and Hai is the feminine pronoun equivalent to she. And therefore the word Ho-Hai, literally translated, is equivalent to the English compound he, she. That is to say, the ineffable name of God in Hebrew, being read Kabbalistically, includes within itself the male and female principle. It's another pregnant proof of the connection between Freemasonry and the ancient mysteries. See right there, he's saying Freemasons believe that the true name of God is he, she, that God is a she-male. They're calling God a lady boy right here, all right? And here perhaps we may begin to find some meaning for the hitherto incomprehensible passage in Genesis. No, it's not incomprehensible.
So I want to show y'all something. Since you just said that, I'm gonna go back to something that do I have it here? Let me see if I can find it. Just in relation to what he touched right there. Just in relation to what he touched right there. Let me see if I can find this. If I can. Just in relation to what he touched right there. Because everything they believe in is they believe that God is a he and a she. Because they claim, since God said in the Bible, he created man in his own image. And you have man and woman. They don't go by the fact that God says he created, the man first and then the woman out of the rib of the man. They go by the fact that God must have created man and woman at the same time. So since we in the image of God, God is a he, she. And then when you go to the Baphomet is a he, she. So this belief is like I'm trying to find this other stuff that relates to what we're talking about here. I'm having a little bit of a difficulty here. I don't know if I went too far, but this shows their beliefs. They believe God is actually, I can't say the word. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm talking about. He's a he and he's a she. That's their belief. I can't find this because this right here will tell you what I'm saying. I might not be able to find it, but I wanted to kind of compare and contrast two different opinions from different angles that are saying the same thing as to what their belief system is. But you know what? Since we're here, I got to show y'all this, and I probably some of y'all have seen this, but we got to touch this now. Since if you want to go on my Telegram and watch the rest of this, you can. It's right on my Telegram. But we have to touch this right here. This woke soldier. You know what she is.
What's up, TikTok? This happened. This is a message for our United States military, the Air Force, the Army, the Marines, the Navy, Coast Guard, SpaceX.
SpaceX. You mean the program that was made by the guy who makes Teslas? Space Force, my guy. Moving right along.
Everybody that considers himself a person that would defend this fucking country, where are you?
I'm at work, defending this fucking country.
Who does she think she is? My guy. See, this is this woke nonsense. Does she think she's black or something? Like, my guy. Who you trying to talk? Who you trying to be? You trying to be a black man? You trying to talk like a black man? This woke military is going to be our downfall, y'all. Look at her here. Look at this. And y'all know the requirement for the training requirement is nothing. The basic training and basic skills, they reduced it. Anybody can get into that joint. Anybody.
We thought the military took an oath to protect this country. They took an oath to protect our Constitution. That includes enemies, foreign and domestic.
We did take that oath to protect and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. You know, domestic. Like a woman who decided to drive her vehicle through a National Guard vaccination tent. But keep that same energy.
Where are you, military? Because if you're leaving it up to the American people, you need to let us know, because everybody's on the edge of their seat. You've got millions and millions of gun owners that are ready to walk out and just start a complete fucking bloodbath. And we're beginning to wonder where our fucking military.
I mean, I'm no expert, but that sounded like a terroristic threat. Because not you talking about a bunch of gun owners going out and starting a bloodbath. Like, have you never heard of the Insurrection Act? There's reasons why the military doesn't deploy within the U.S. And if they did, your little good old boy system is not going to fare well for you. Understand that if active duty military actually get deployed within the United States, that weapon is not just pointed at other people, other countries. It's pointed at you. If you do not get in your house when I tell you to, you become the enemy. Martial law, you know, where your rights get curtailed. You don't have all those same freedoms that the Constitution guarantees at that point. So be careful what you wish for and stop opining about things you don't understand. Okay, bye.
Well, I will have to end it with that. It shows you the current state of our country. And for all those, I will say it. And you guys can keep on subscribing. For you Q-tards, I think everything is A-okay. Go back and watch this chick again. Or whatever you want to call her. I don't know what to call her. Because you can't call anybody anything anymore. With that being said, it's your boy TLW. Trust in God, trust in God. Trust in God. Pray to your God. Because America needs prayer. Peace and love to everybody. Stay on top of your children. Watch your children. Take care of your children. And love your children. With that being said, peace out. Much love.